Welcome to Catapult Learning's Paylocity Web Time Training video. This video will provide you the details on how to access Paylocity's Web Time and Self-Service Portal, how to navigate the system, enter time, and request time off. For some background, Catapult Learning is in the process of transitioning to Paylocity's web time system from ADP's eTime timekeeping system. For those employees that have been using ADP eTime, you will be transitioning to Paylocity's web time. For those employees that have not been using any timekeeping system, you will also be transitioning to Paylocity's web time system. In order to assist you in the transition to web time, Catapult will schedule test periods for all employees to become familiar with the Paylocity web time system. This test period is usually about a week long. Once the test period has occurred and is successful, you will then go live or be scheduled to go live on the Paylocity web time system. Both the test period and the go live date will be communicated to you well in advance, so you'll be absolutely sure in regards to when the test period will start, when the test period will end, and when you're scheduled to go live. Once you go live with Paylocity's web time system, the ADP eTime system, for those of you that use it, will be closed and no longer accessible to you. Therefore, all your time will need to be entered into Paylocity's web time system. Once you're notified that you will be participating in a test period, what are your responsibilities during this test period time? For hourly employees, we're going to ask that you enter your time in both ADP eTime as well as web time. Again, this is for individuals that are currently on ADP eTime. For those individuals that are not on ADP eTime, during the test period, you're going to be responsible for entering your time into web time only. But for those individuals that are currently on eTime, we ask that you dual enter or enter your time both in ADP eTime as well as web time. The reason for this is that we need to ensure that the system is capturing time, calculating it properly, and communicating it to payroll all properly. So we ask that you enter time in both eTime and web time so that we can compare the week and ensure that the time is being captured, calculated, and communicated correctly. So it's vitally urgent that those hourly employees that are currently on eTime do the dual entry during the test period. Salaried employees will not be required to enter time on a daily basis into web time, but are required to go into web time when you're requesting time off. That will be done through the self-service portal, and we will demonstrate that in a moment. Once you are scheduled to go live, what are your responsibilities? They don't change much from the test period responsibilities, other than for hourly employees, you will no longer be dual entering your time into ADP eTime and Paylocity web time. You will now be responsible for only entering time into web time once you go live. This will be done on a daily basis, and again, we will go through the process on how to do that in a moment. Salaried employees, your responsibilities don't change much once you go live on web time. You'll be responsible for submitting and requesting time off via the web time or self-service portal. In order to access Paylocity's portal, you actually need to go to www.paylocity.com. Once you do that, it's actually going to bring up Paylocity's portal. And as you can see here, this is the home page for Paylocity. In order to access self-service and web time, you would actually need to click on this login link up here in the upper right-hand corner. So once you do that and click login, it's actually going to bring you to the self-service login screen. Here is where you're going to enter some information. You're going to need to know, first and foremost, your company ID. It's a 5-digit code that you've been assigned to within the Paylocity system. In the event that you do not know this, you can ask your supervisor, or we do have a support email that you can send a note to requesting this information. We'll discuss this support email at the end of the presentation. First and foremost, the most important thing that you would need to do once you're notified that you would be participating in a test period is to ensure that you have registered in the self-service portal. For those individuals who have not done that, you would actually go to this home screen and click on the link that says Register User. Once you do that, it's going to pull up some information. Again, you're going to need to know your 5-digit company ID code. You enter your last name, your social security number, home zip, and it's going to walk you through the process. You're going to create a username, you're going to create a password, you're going to also select security questions that, again, will all help in regards to ensuring that when you log in, that you are the person logging in and there's no unauthorized access to your account. So first and foremost, the main responsibility once you receive the notification that you will be participating in the test period is to ensure that you've created a username. As mentioned, you would come to this screen, click Request User, and follow the process. Once you've set up your username, you would access this screen, enter your 5-digit company code, as well as your username and password, and hit Login. Once you've done that, it's going to ask for your security question, which you would then enter. And it's going to bring you into the home page of the self-service. This is actually the home page for Paylocity self-service. And as you can see, there's a variety of information on here which you can access when you access the self-serve page here in Paylocity. Paychecks. If you want to view your paychecks, you would come under this pay section. It would list out your most recent 3 pays, as well as you can see history. So you can view all your paychecks for the current year, previous year, as well as access any tax information. So if you need to obtain a previous W-2, you can actually go into the pay section and download a prior or current version of any tax form that you may need. In addition, you also see that there's time entry as well as time off. Here's where you would actually view your time off. So this would show your time off balances for personal, vacation, and sick if you're eligible to accrue those particular benefits. In addition to that, this also shows your time entry. This is where you would actually access to clock in and clock out your time. There are 2 ways to actually access the Paylocity web time portal, which is actually their time capture. You can hover over the web pay gray bar here and select web time, and this will take you to the web time home page. In addition to that, if you actually go back to self-service, in addition to that, under the time entry, you can actually click on launch time and attendance. And this would actually take you to the same home screen. So either way, you can access and navigate to the Paylocity web time homepage. This is actually the homepage which gives you your time clock, your schedule, as well as the ability to request time off. So the easiest way to actually clock in and clock out is to actually hit this clock in button. Once you do that, you actually have now clocked in, and it shows you this over here on the history tab. It'll actually show you that I've clocked in or clocked out. What it's telling me is that because I have entries, it is causing an error. So, but this is the easiest way to clock in, is right here, to hit clock in, and it actually shows you the history. In the event that you need to do more detailed, you can actually come in here and actually edit your time card directly for any day. So as you can see here, I'm actually into my time card, and I can literally go in and edit my time card. So if for some reason I've made an error, either I didn't punch in or I didn't punch out, I can actually go in here and actually edit my time card. So within these different links, I can actually go in and edit any of these days that I may have an issue. So for example, if I forgot to clock in, I can actually literally go into this screen and enter 9 o'clock a.m. and will allow me to edit my time card. So I can literally do that almost anywhere. So here, I may need to edit my time card. Or I may have either punched in or punched out and forgot to either have a corresponding clock out for a clock in. So if I clocked in for the day and forgot to clock out, when I come in the next day and I clock in, it's actually going to create an error within your time card that says I have a missed punch. You can actually go to my timesheet, the link that we're in, and go down to the section where you've either missed a punch or forgot to punch in or punch out, and actually edit your time card and literally enter in a specific time that you punched in or punched out. And that would allow you to correct any errors in your time card. Again, it's very easy. You can actually go into any day. If I forgot to request vacation, I can actually select vacation for the day and enter that right into the screen and say I took vacation for 8 hours. And it would allow me then to update my time card directly right here. And once I've done that and I'm satisfied that my time card is correct for the week, I can actually go in and hit save. And that saves my time card. It's showing me that I actually have an error. So I've actually have a punch in here on Saturday, but don't have a punch out. And that's what the system is telling me, that I actually missed a punch. So I can then go in, enter my time. Once I'm sure that my time card for the time period is accurate, I hit save. So once I've done that, I've actually saved my time card. I can actually hit submit, and it would then allow me to submit this for approval. I can actually go home now to the home screen, and again I'm back where I can actually again clock in and clock out. For those individuals that actually have more detailed punch in, for example, those individuals that may teach at different schools and get different rates or are assigned to different cost codes, you can actually go into the manual punch and select and say I want to clock in, and I want to clock in under this cost center for this particular, and hit my submit, and it would actually clock me in. So you can see now I've actually clocked in at 1:03 p.m. I can then also go into the manual and clock out for that particular cost center and say I'm going to now clock out. And as you can see, it's created a clock in and a clock out event, which would also be reflected on my timesheet. So if I go into my detailed timesheet and scroll down to today, you're actually going to see that I clocked in at 1:03 and clocked out at 1:03. So you can see it's real time, and will allow me to enter any specifics that I may have in addition to different cost centers or different rates. In addition, I can actually go in and request time off. So if I'm looking to take time off for vacation and I actually want to take time off next Wednesday, I would actually go into the calendar, enter the specific date that I want to take time off, say that I want to take 8 hours, and submit the request. It's going to tell me that it may take me into a negative balance. That's okay. So as you can see now, under my schedule, it actually shows that I've requested and am taking 8 hours on the 3rd. So this again allows me to view any time that I may have requested or am taking off for this month, any future month, or previous month. And then if I go into my timesheet, it would actually show that I have requested time off. Under that, you can see here that I requested time off on Thursday and Friday. So the time is actually populated right into your timesheet when you make that request. So again, that's the process in order to go into the system to clock in, clock out, request time off, view your history. So again, this provides you all the details you need in order to navigate the system. In addition to that, if you want to go back to self-service, you would actually just hover over application and hit web time. And that would actually bring you back to the Paylocity self-service. In addition, there's an easy way to actually enter time directly from the self-service portal. As you can see under time entry, it has the clock. I can actually hit clock in and it would successfully clock me in. I can also do the manual where it would allow me to clock in or clock out, same as directly within the web time application. So again, that's a relatively easy way to come in and clock out, is directly here on your self-service portal. In addition to that, for salaried employees, this is actually where you would go in to select your time off. So you would literally go in and click on a link and it would bring up the same exact screen that says, tell me the date you want to take off, how many hours, what type of time off you're requesting, and it would actually submit that for you right here in the self-service portal. So again, this provides you an overview of the Paylocity self-service as well as web time portal, how to access the system and enter your time for both clocking in and clocking out, as well as requesting time off. In addition, you'd be able to come in and view your time off balances, so it provides you a multitude of information that you can access directly here on the self-service portal. Training. In addition to this video, there is multitude of training that is offered within Paylocity, so you can actually go right directly to Paylocity, and not only are there videos which would demonstrate the various things that you're looking to do, in addition to that, you can actually click right here on the home link under training documents and employee training documents, and this brings you to a screen that actually has guides that show you how to log into WebPay, how to register, employment guide, as well as how to navigate web time, how to enter time, and so on and so forth. In addition, they have videos that will help navigate you through how to use the system, how to access web time and self-service, and so on and so forth. So it's certainly a valuable resource and gives you a number of different documents that will help and support you. In addition to that, you can email support@catapultlearning.com, and please make sure you put Paylocity in the subject line. If you have a question around registration, if you have an issue, if you need your 5-digit company code, please email support@catapultlearning.com and you will receive a reply with the information requested. In addition, you can actually download a mobile application to your smartphone that would allow you to actually access self-service and web time directly from your smartphone. And you would actually just follow the training contained within the Paylocity self-service in order to download the mobile app. And once you've downloaded the mobile app, you would access it the same way with the same username and password and company code, but it would allow you to actually do your punches on your smartphone as opposed to logging in via a computer. Once you are notified of your test period, you will be receiving instructions in regards to how to actually key in your time, how to access the system. Many of the locations we would actually be providing you with a computer that would allow you to access your particular self-service portal that would allow you to then log in, punch in your time in and punch in your time out, as well as individuals would then receive instructions and can gain access to the mobile application, which again would allow you the ability to access your time via your smartphone. That's the end of the presentation. I hope it was helpful. Again, if you have any questions, please make sure that you email support@catapultlearning.com. Thank you very much and have a good day.